everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's intro is a little bit different. It's not as formal. That's because today's video is going to be all about how I pack my hand luggage suitcase for a more enjoyable experience in flight on an international flight. So I want to emphasize that this is an international hand luggage allowance, that this is an international flight. So it's going to be longer than like 7, maybe 8, 9, up to 11, 12 and longer. Whatever flight you're on, if you're leaving and going international, then this video is for you. This is how I pack my hand luggage suitcase to ensure that my experience on board is so much more enjoyable, and especially if you're flying in economy, because let's face it, economy is not the comfiest of places to be for 11 hours, but I've just found little ways to make me feel a little bit more comfier on board. So this video is all about how I pack it, what I put in, and how I organise it. I am going to be doing a little series of travel ones, so the next one is going to be like in-flight skincare that I like to take on, how I pack it, which I do a little bit in this video, but I'll show you again in the next video just so you believe me in that's how much I take on board. But I will get into that in another video because I didn't want this video to be too long, too boring. So yeah, we'll keep them short, but I will be doing a lot more travel ones. If you'd be interested in travel vlogging, then do let me know. I've never tried it. I was going to do it when I went to Rio, but I chickened out. So yeah, sorry about this makeup free face. This is not what anyone needs to see, but unfortunately I forgot to film an intro. So let's just get into the video. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and let's just get into it. Okay, so this is the suitcase I'm currently using when flying international. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you need to think about your suitcase. This is one of the most important parts of packing because this already weighs. So this suitcase already has a weight to it before you've even put anything in it. And anything with like a harder front has a little bit more weight to it. I also love to use my It luggage. Now, these are both It, but I like the lightweight ones. I think it's 0.9 kilos for the lightweight one. The lightweight ones are fabric and they have 2 pouches on the front, and they're really handy if you don't want to carry a bag. So maybe you don't want to have a bum bag or even a small bag, you just want to have your hand luggage. They're really handy because the front pouches can hold your purse, your passport, and obviously now that COVID's around still, we can travel, but obviously you need to have a lot of documentation, and a lot of the time they do want backup paper copies, which I actually highly recommend making sure you have your paper copies, which we'll get to a little bit later. But the It luggage fabric lightweight ones are really good for that. At the moment, I still like to carry a very small bag, so I like this hard one. This one I think weighs 1.2. So if I was going over on my hand luggage, I'd probably whip out the lightweight one. It just depends what mood I'm in. So if you want to just guarantee that you're going to get the best out of your hand luggage, then go for the fabric lightweight ones. But I loved the cover of this one, so it's definitely worth it. This is the inside design of this suitcase, but not all suitcases are the same. So if you go for the It luggage lightweight ones, they don't tend to have these 2 sides. Excuse my socks. It is absolutely freezing today in Liverpool, so I have got my cozy socks on and my baggy bottoms. But yeah, so they don't tend to have these 2 sides. My lightweight one doesn't have this. It doesn't have this sort of layout. It has just, when you open the case, it would just have the suitcase there. But because this is a hard back case, it has the sort of style where you can extend the front to fit more stuff in. But obviously, depending on your luggage allowance, is that really beneficial? So again, picking your style of suitcase is really handy. And if you're struggling even more with the weight, so maybe you use your lightweight It luggage and it doesn't work, and you're over by maybe 2 kilos, try a hold all. A hold all has absolutely no weight in it whatsoever in comparison to anything with wheels. So a hold all is always an option if you're really struggling with hand luggage. We've decided on our style suitcase, I'm going to go for this one. Say for example, like I was flying to Rio the other day, this was the one I took. But straight away, I want to be able to access all the stuff I need on board with ease, and that is where pouches come in handy. Honestly, these are going to be your best friends. So I like to have different pouches for different things, just so that when I'm reaching in my bag, it makes it really handy. But if you don't want to maybe have bulky ones like this, maybe you just want to reuse things you've already got, then things like these from Shein are really, really handy. You can take one of these and put whatever you would have in that pouch in there, and then the same goes with that one in there, and because they're see-through, you can see through them. Not only are you reusing these that Shein send you, but you are also being able to package everything up really, really lightweight, because these weigh next to nothing in comparison to the weight that this pouch would hold. So that's also really beneficial. So if you do order from Shein, anything like these, you can also buy these online if you wanted to. You can get them on the likes of Amazon and things. These are really, really handy. So I personally like to use the pouches I've already got. These are ones that I've gained from flying over the years. I actually got this from when I've got to fly business class, and then when I got to fly first class. So I always keep them because they're just nice memories of when I got that luxury. So this pouch is my in-flight sleeping pouch. This is the things that are going to make me feel better when going to sleep. So in here, I pack 2 eye masks, and the reason why I pack 2 eye masks is one in case you lose one maybe on the plane. You've always got one for coming home. I just think it's better to carry 2. So these are the 2 I carry. Then I also have 2 pairs of cozy socks, 1 pair for going and 1 pair for flying back. Again, you don't have to do this. You could reuse a pair if you wanted to, but I just prefer to have 2 separate pairs. And then I also have my toothbrush, because if I'm going to sleep on a long haul flight, I do like to brush my teeth before I do so. I normally get on the plane, I then, you know, have a drink, have the dinner that they provide you with, and then I go to sleep after the first service. So after the first service, I do tend to go brush my teeth, freshen up, and then go to sleep in my seat. I also have a brush because I like to brush my hair before I sleep at night at home. So I do the exact same thing, this has got hair in it, on the plane. And then I also have earbuds as well. These are really, really handy because if you have earbuds and then overhead headphones, oh my God, best sleep in economy you will have, because you will cancel out so much noise. If you are someone who is going to maybe need some background noise, maybe you like sounds and things, definitely download those onto your Spotify or your Apple iTunes or whatever it is that you use. Make sure you've got them all on your phone before you fly. What I also have for when I've got my socks on and everything is I normally travel in sliders. So say you're going somewhere hot, you can travel in sliders or flip-flops or whatever's comfiest, because my feet swell on a plane. So I have to be careful what I can get back on for getting off. If you're traveling in the winter, I would always say pop a little pair of flip-flops in your bag or a pair of sliders or whatever it is that suits you, because when you go in the toilet and if you've got your cozy socks on, you don't want to be putting your trainees on. You want to let your feet just not be a hindrance to anyone by having them bare. Please don't have them bare walking around the airplane. People who walk around planes with no socks or shoes on make me want to heave, but you just want to have something dead handy. So these were new. I got these in Rio. These are Havaianas, absolutely obsessed. £8, like £8. They've got Ariel and flounder on. So I will just keep these in my case now. They will be for when I'm in hotels, for when I'm going to like the pool, but also for when I'm on the plane. I can just pop them on. I know I'll have socks on, but you know, we've all done it. And then that way I can go to the toilet without having to put on a bunch of shoes, elbowing people in the middle aisle and everything like that. So they're also really handy to have in flight when you're ready to relax. So that's what I have in my in-flight pouch. I also travel with pajamas. Now, depending on my hand luggage, I will give or take these. If I'm over by a little bit, I will leave the pajamas because I'm always traveling in comfy clothes anyway. But there's something really nice on a long haul flight about changing into a slightly different outfit, just like a baggy black t-shirt, some black pants, just to change into, and then you feel a little bit fresher when you land. So if you were landing in, I don't know, Florida, and you were landing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after already flying a 9-hour flight, you just feel icky. There's just something about flying, you just feel, you just want to shower. And I feel as though travelling and flying in a pair of pajamas and changing on board, even if it is only for 4 or 5 hours, it just feels like you are ready to have a sleep. And I always sleep better when I do this. Do not get me wrong, if my luggage was over, they'd be the first thing out. But I do really, really like doing that. And then last but not least, if you are sleeping, you're going to want these. You're going to want a really good neck pillow. Now, this one doesn't look that comfortable, but honestly, this is the best one I've ever purchased for in-flight, for sleeping in economy. This is one of the Sleep Life ones. I got it in the airport. It's a lot sturdier, so when you tie it around your neck, and then when your head rolls onto here, and it supports your head so you don't get that shock of rolling forward and then waking up. So this is really good. The good thing about these is just attach it to the top of your suitcase. You did get a little bag, but I lost mine, so I don't know where that's gone. Also, like I said, if you have flip-flops, if you don't want to carry those, These are a really good thing to carry if you don't want to carry anything like that. These are like hotel slippers. So these were actually ones I got when I flew first class as well with those pajamas. But I've always just kept hold of them, and they're really handy for having on the plane. People think I'm crazy, but honestly, I'm flying. If I'm flying to like Rio, 11 hours, you're going to know I'm going to be comfortable. So that's all my sleep, you know, nighttime sort of thing when you're on like a flight and you want to go to sleep. But if you're someone who can't sleep on a plane, no matter how much you try, then I would highly recommend making sure you have an entertainment pouch. So making sure you have an entertainment pouch in all your hand luggages is going to help you massively. So this is my entertainment / medical pouch. So in here I have all sorts. So in this I have Pro Plus, which is like caffeine tablets. I have paracetamol. I have Diorolite. Always have Diorolite. Don't think for a second you are immune to ever getting a dicky tummy on a plane, because these bad boys are going to be your best friends if you fly and you've got a dicky tummy. Trust me. Trust me. Then I also have antihistamines. I also have paracetamol, and I normally carry some ibuprofen. And like I said, I would have like my contraceptive pill. Anything else? Any other? Oh, I will have plasters. I will have heartburn tablets. And these can all go in this pouch. They do not need to go in your clear bags. This is perfectly fine to have in this pouch. I had burn relief because I burned something. I wouldn't normally carry that. That's just something I have because of I'd burnt my hands. And then I also have backup earbuds. Always have backup earbuds in a different pouch just so that I don't lose them. So they're like all my medical things that I will keep in this pouch, just because it's normally like when you're awake and everything that I'm using those. And then I have headphones. Now, in-flight headphones have to be the old school ones. So if you have an iPhone and you have the new headphones, you have to make sure you have that, is it jigger? That piece on the end that you attach that gives you the old school plug-in. Instead, I just bought headphones to have specifically in my hand luggage that were in Apple. I just specifically always have them. And then I also, when I'm traveling, because I use my own headphones all the time, I will throw in my Apple iPhone headphones for when I'm, you know, listening to my own music. I also carry pens. So these are the biggest saving grace on a plane ever. I can honestly say the one thing everyone needs on a plane that no one ever seems to have is a pen. And these are all pens I've accumulated from different hotels. So this is a first class British Airways one. This is Clayton Hotels, Manchester Airport. Another first class one. Blue Green Vacations. You know, they're just little memories as well, and I do find it funny when they're in there and I'm like, oh, do you remember that time I stayed there? So I do like having pens on me. Also, it's good if you decide to take maybe like a quiz book or a Sudoku or, you know, a crossword or whatever it is. It's always handy to have some pens. If you journal, then I do highly recommend journaling if you're especially a nervous flyer, and colouring and stuff like that. So maybe we'll get into in-flight entertainment in a short haul video, because you don't tend to have screens and things on short haul flights. So they're just really handy to have all in one pouch. When you've sat down, you're ready to watch some TV before, you know, the food comes round and everything like that. I just have this pouch at hand and it's all ready and ready to go. Now, obviously, if you're in economy, it's a little bit different. If you're business and first class, you can get your stuff out. Now, I just want to clear something up. I dominantly fly economy. My friend's cabin crew, and I flew with her in the past, and luckily I have had the luxury of being able to experience business and first class, and it is completely different to experiencing economy. Just a different ballgame. If you are flying economy, you're going to want something like this in your suitcase, and just leave it in your hand luggage. This is the best one I've ever bought. I will explain in a minute why when I shut the suitcase. But you want to have one of these. One, if you're going to buy like food, drinks, anything like that to take on board, you want to have a better bag than the plastic bags they give you. This is £1 in Boots, by the way, if you want to know where, like, how much it was, but it's £1. You can take whatever ones. You might have your own sort of little bag you can take, but this one comes in handy in a minute because it's got this, which I'll show you. But this bag is going to be your best friend on board more than this suitcase, because in here I would normally go in the airport, and I don't have them at the moment. I've been trying to find some, and they're a rip-off online at the moment. is the fold up water bottles. I normally take my fold up water bottles with me, refill the water bottles, and then I just carry them in this because obviously water's a little bit heavier, but unfortunately my old fold up ones were a bit dirty and manky because of COVID and they've been in the loft for ages, so I just bin them all. But this is going to come in handy on board as well. So say for example you have got your water, maybe some food because you don't like in-flight food and everything. When you get to your gate, open up your suitcase where you've got room, because if you're in economy, opening up this suitcase in the middle of the aisle, no one is going to like you. No one is going to be able to get past. It's an absolute nightmare. Your bum's going to be in people's faces. None of us need that. So I say unpack what you need on board into here. So for example, if I was going to choose these, I'd put them in, put the pajamas in, move out my way, put them in there. Then I would put my entertainment pouch and my sleeping pouch in there as well. I would also put my liquids pouch, which we're going to get to in a minute, but ignore the mess that's in there. I put my liquids pouch in. I would then take that, close up the suitcase, and I will show you why this bag is so handy. This bag is so handy because you pop it on, you pull the handle through there, and then you loop that over so it's sort of shut, and it just helps keep that on the suitcase. It's shut and you are good to go. It's just a little bit easier. You can also then obviously hold it if you wish while you're pulling the suitcase, and that just keeps it closed so that you know for definite that nothing's fallen out. You know, then you've just got to put that in the overhead, and then this is all you need on board the flight. So this going in the overhead is a lot easier, or you can pop this underneath the seat in front of you. It's just easier to access than trying to get into your hand luggage. So with that being said, let's get into liquids. So I'm going to do a separate video of what I would class as essentials on board when it comes to liquids, and I will go through what I pop into my liquids bag in a separate video. But your liquids, when I find my liquids, where are they? Here they are. So I prefer this liquid bag, and this is one that you get in the airport. It has a little handle. It's just a lot easier to reach for when you're going through security. Always make sure as well that this is in the most easier access part of your suitcase. If you can, you know, maybe just carry it while you're going through the airport, it's just a lot easier. But see how I've thrown everything in, and then you seal it up, but loads of room's taken. What you want to do when you're doing your liquids, in order to fit the most into your liquids bag, you want to lie everything flat. If you lie it flat, you will get more in. So let's just say, for example, we pop all of this in. I'm gonna just pop a load of stuff in. I will do a separate video saying which things I think at the moment are essential, like skincare and things, just because I don't want to bore you all to death with these videos. I don't want them to be too long. But say for example you're popping all this in, look at how much more, I'll put that in last, look at how much more you can fit in by lying it down. And this is like a mistake I've seen so many people do, and I'm always like, lie your stuff down, you will get so much more in than if it's just all shoved into a pouch. So I'll then move that across, move that down. You can just maneuver things so much more when the pouch is lying flat. Making sure like certain things are in like sort of like flat pouches, again, means you can squeeze more in than say you're getting a hard bottle of micellar water. If you can get the pouchy ones, you will always get more in. Again, we will discuss in a separate video, but already you can see how much more stuff and how much easier it is to get stuff in when you lie everything flat like that. So I'm just trying to find more stuff to put in it. So perfumes. It is obviously a little bit difficult to fit everything in, but once you've got the knack of it, you can fit absolutely loads in. You can fit even more in that bag, way more stuff. You've just got to make sure that it seals. That's the only thing. That's sealed with ease, so I know I can fit well more stuff in there. There is no real limitations on how much you can put in these. They try to say there is online, but I've never known anyone to be like, I'm going to measure out exactly how many mils you've got in that clear bag. They do not have the time. So I always make sure that I lie it flat. I already know I can fit more stuff in there. So this, again, when you're going on board, you want to make sure is in there, because that's going to be stuff you're probably going to use a lot more than, say, the pajamas or whatever. So this is just a quick tips video on how I pack it. But me personally, I'm going to be brutally honest, I put my clothes in this area and I put all the pouches in that area, because clothes aren't going to fall out of this bit, but the pouches would definitely fall out between these areas. That's just going to fall straight out if you're trying to get into your suitcase. So I do recommend putting all your pouches in this, or like your in-flight stuff in there, and then putting all your clothing and things in there. What I also recommend doing is putting any documentation, if this is the style suitcase you pick, put all your documentation right at the top, on top of your clothes. And I'd have backups. So I put your backups in your suitcase like that, and then I would have in my hand luggage, which in my little handbag, sorry, I had this one. So this was all folded up and inside my handbag. If you haven't got a handbag and you are only taking this, then just keep it at the top like that, so that all you have to do is unzip the top. You'll be able to see it and pull it out when you need it, rather than carrying it in your hand the whole way. If, again, you don't want to carry a handbag, bum bags. Best thing to travel with. Honestly, I don't know how anyone doesn't. I used to really take the mick out of my dad for carrying a bum bag years ago when I was younger, and now I fully understand what he was doing. These fit everything in, and you are not going to lose them. They're attached to you. You can put your purse, your phone, your passport, your documents, and your money. Well, that would be in your purse. Literally the best thing you can possibly ask for. Swear down. Also, just dead quickly, one of these is really handy if you don't want to carry one of those. So this can literally just sit on top of the suitcase. Again, you can throw everything in there that you need on the flight. Little less give, but a little bit more stylish, I guess. You can throw everything in there, and then when you get on the plane, that's everything you need for in-flight. So that's another one, like, style you can take. So that's how I pack for a nice, tidy, really easy hand luggage suitcase. Honestly, making sure that your hand luggage is organised just makes your in-flight experience so much easier, so much more comfortable. And I think people underestimate how you can really prepare and have a comfy flight when flying economy. I know we all moan the seats are small and everything, but just doing these little things just makes you feel 10 times better. So that's my video done, guys. I hope you like it. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet. I will be doing a more in-depth travel video when it comes to my skincare, what I travel on board, what I apply, how I've worked around certain COVID things. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you soon. Bye.